Harry Carey from Comiskey Park, where the Chicago White Sox open a 3-game series against the Toronto Blue Jays, who treated them rather rudely in Toronto last week. It'll be Chris Knapp going for the White Sox and Steve Hargan, veteran right-hander for the Toronto Blue Jays. Our guest on the pregame show, a young man who is making everybody go sort of wide-eyed with his play around third base and his timely and productive hitting, and that's Eric Soderholm. Boy, I tell you, I knew you were a good hitter, but I never knew you could hit a ball 500 feet to straightaway center field.
500, that was about 430, I think. You want to feel my muscle, Harry?
That's a Nautilus programming, no doubt.
Yeah, Harry, I've been on the program, their program for about 8 months now. It was started out as rehabilitation for the knee, but I became so interested in it that I did the entire total program for the whole body and everything, and it's helped.
You know, funny thing, now here's Oakland going real good with ball players nobody heard of too much about. Here's the White Sox. It looks like Bill Veeck and Charlie Finley might have had the same kind of idea, because here's the White Sox doing rather well with players that haven't had too great a reputation. And I know that you're a proven Major League ball player, but, you know, you're not in the headlines like a Reggie Jackson or somebody like that.
Well, because of that, there's a lot less pressure on me, you know. It's easier to play when you're not in the limelight, so to speak. But as far as our team is concerned, I think we were definitely underrated from the beginning. Of course, we didn't have a great spring, but we've got some talent on this club, and we can score some runs, and I think our pitching is going to be fine, especially with Woody coming back now, you know. So I look forward to us being very, very respectable, a lot more so than people expected us to be.
Eric, I think maybe that, you know, this has been a theory on the part of a lot of people that there are a lot of good ball players. I think this was Branch Rickey's theory many years ago. But there are a lot of good ball players if they ever had a chance to play regularly.
Well, that's it. You got to have strength on the bench also, you know, and I think we do have some players on the bench that could play every day. Look, we even sent out Kevin Bell. Now, that kid can play. I watched him in spring training. If he's given a chance to play every day, you know, he can be a super player. And Nordhagen and a few of these guys that we had to send out, they have a lot of ability. We got guys like Essian and Niles and Stillman, and these guys can play regularly with a lot of teams, and even our team, but just aren't getting a chance right now. But they will, because it's a long season. That's the main thing. You just have to be patient and keep yourself ready.
Eric, I figured that, you know, when you fellows played Toronto the first time, there's so many players there that you had not played against. Then you play the Red Sox, and I'm sure you'd face those guys many times in whichever uniform you were in. I don't know who the advantage is with in being new to the other guy.
Well, when we play Toronto, they're sky high, you know, being a new club, and they're trying to make an impression on everybody. I think that they're definitely keyed down. They got some good players on their club, but I look for us to be better than they are in the standings. I'd be really disappointed if we didn't finish with a better record than they did.
Minnesota, Gene Mock's ball club is having a little trouble getting started, but that organization always seems to come up with some pretty good hitters. You're one of them.
Well, thank you. They do have some hitters. Carew, of course, is one of the best in the league, if not the best, and Heisel and Bostock, of course, and the coverage is doing a good job over there now too, who's playing third base. So it makes me wonder if you know, what a blessing in disguise that I did come with this team, because I'm getting a chance to play here, and over there, coverage might have given me a lot of trouble.
I imagine here, that's an interesting point. I think with a lot of organizations, the fact that you had a serious injury, there would have been a big question mark as to your ability to play. Here, because the White Sox have needed good, experienced ball players, are inclined to make sure that that you were all right or were not all right before they let you go.
Well, the injury kind of worked for and against me. It was a motivating factor for me to be able to come back and play, and I had to prove to people that I could do. A lot of times you come to spring training and you kind of go through the motions and stuff. Well, I had a little thing I had to prove to people, you know, so it was a motivating factor for me to have a good spring, and that worked in my favor.
You know, it's a funny thing about it. The established ball player, he usually coasts through spring training. The fellow who's trying to make a job really goes gung-ho trouble, and I guess you fall in that latter category.
Yeah, that's just what I said, and it worked to my advantage.
Yeah. A couple of surprises the way this thing is starting. The Cincinnati Reds having trouble. Philadelphia Phillies, a division winner in the National League, having trouble. New York Yankees having trouble. California Angels having trouble. Teams are leading the leagues that people didn't expect to.
Well, yeah, that's true, Harry, but it is awful early in the season. I look for those clubs that you mentioned to be right up there at the top, just like everybody else expects them to be. You know, it's a long road to haul. You know, and you've got to have the horses, and I think those teams that you mentioned do have the horses, and I think they'll be there.
You know, it's a lot is said. For example, the Oakland A's won 3 straight World Championships, and they had to fight every day, if you believe the newspapers, among themselves. And the New York Yankees apparently are having a lot of problems, too, among themselves. How important is being able to get along with your teammates in relation to going out on the field and win?
Very important. Very important. You know, it's funny. The A's win with all kinds of dissension and arguing, and I don't know if that's the best way to go or not. I've been on both, you know, teams in the minor leagues. I can't really speak in the major leagues because the Twins were just kind of an easy-going club. We didn't really argue with each other much, and we never really finished up in the top division. But there have been teams in the minor leagues that got along super, and we all went out together after the game and stuff, and we win the pennant in the minor leagues. And then I've been on teams with a lot of dissension and a lot of trouble, and yet we'd win there. So I don't know which is better. I like the attitude on our club. We got a good attitude around the clubhouse now, and I just hope it stays that way throughout the season.
You know, there was a theory that during those championship years of the Oakland A's, that the owner, Charlie Finley, intentionally caused strife to keep the team from getting complacent.
Is that right? I didn't know about that. That's interesting. It's interesting.
It's somewhere along the line sometimes. I guess every club needs to be prodded a little bit. Every individual, maybe it takes something to keep them going a little bit faster.
That's right. Each player needs different motivating things. The main thing is if you can get the attitude motivation going on the club, that's the winning factor, you know, and you can instill fear motivation or whatever you want on the players, but the attitude motivation is the thing, you know, and we've got that going right now, and I think we can keep it.
Where does that come from? Does that come from the individual players, or a certain player that takes over the role of being a leader, or does it come just from the manager, or where does this kind of attitude come from?
I think it comes from within the person himself. You've got to have confidence and pride in the way you go out there and play, and that might radiate from a guy like Zisk or Orta or Gar or one of the stars on the team, you know, and it just kind of passes along the line, and it's like a fever. You just kind of catch on to it.
You know, it's a funny thing about you. You know, you got that, you had that bad knee, and I've seen you go down the first base line in spring training not as fast as I've seen you run at other times. Like, for example, when you hit that ball over the center fielder's head, man, I'll bet you a 9-2 man in 100.
Harry, sometimes it bothers me when I run. Sometimes it doesn't. Listen, I'm just happy as hell I'm able to play, you know, and if I can put up with a little bit of pain, just to be able to be out there on the field and playing again. When I tell you, when you're laying in that hospital bed, and I'm not trying to boast or anything, but when you're laying in a hospital bed laid up and not knowing whether your career is over or not, and the chances of you ever playing again are less than 50-50, you know, you start thinking twice about what you had and what you lost, and you want it back real hard. And I worked hard for 8 months to get back at it, and I plan to stay here for a good long while.
Eric, I think the best way to put it is that nobody ever paid his dues more than you have, and you deserve all the good things that are coming to you now and will come to you in the future. And I appreciate you being our guest. As a small token of our appreciation, this Zenith Radio, which is precision engineered to exacting standards of quality. And that's why people who know quality prefer Zenith. Thank you so much.
Harry, I enjoyed being with you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Eric Soderholm, the fine third baseman of the Chicago White Sox, has been our guest. The skies are slightly overcast, but it's a delightful night for baseball. Plenty of room for you. Boy, as a matter of fact, you'd think there'd be many more people here already. Harry Carey down on the field. Chris Knapp is going to pitch for the White Sox. And Steve Hargan for the Toronto Blue Jays. We'll see you with the play-by-play a little bit later on. Lauren Brown's all set with the starting lineups. So long, everybody.
WMAQ. Your radio station brings you Chicago White Sox baseball. Park in Chicago, Illinois. It's White Sox baseball. White Sox baseball brought to you today by Chevrolet trucks. Trucks that are built to stay tough. By the Champion Spark Plug Company, who reminds you that there's a free Chicago White Sox baseball schedule at your local Champion Auto Parts store. By Stroh's Beer. For more than 200 years, real beer lovers know that it's Stroh's. And by the Zenith Corporation, the one with Color Sentry automatic picture system and electronic video guard tuning. Hi, good evening, everybody. Lauren Brown, along with Harry Carey and Jimmy Pearsall, as the Chicago White Sox host the Toronto Blue Jays in their first road trip ever as an expansion American League team and the first Canadian baseball team in the major leagues to play at Chicago's Comiskey Park. Tonight it'll be young Chris Knapp from Benton Harbor, St. Joseph, Michigan, going for his second win of the year. He defeated Toronto in Toronto for the White Sox lone win up there last weekend. And that, by the way, was the one victory in a three-game set. And going for the Toronto Blue Jays will be Steve Hargan, who picked up a victory the other day in relief against Detroit, was with the Texas Rangers a year ago. The umpire is going to home plate right now with manager Bob Lemon of the White Sox and Roy Hartsfield, the manager of the Toronto Blue Jays, coming out to talk to him. We'll be back to take a look at the starting lineup for tonight's game right after this message.
All right, this is your photomat receipt.
Excuse me, could you tell me approximately when my pictures will be done?
Of course, I
I don't want to pin you down.
Right now at Comiskey Park, as you normally see a tractor out on the field cleaning the skin part of the infield, while the ground crew is doing that right now, and instead of just a little U-Haul type of thing cleaning it, a train is cleaning the infield. It's situated on one of those go-kart or golf cart type apparatuses that clean the infield, and this is a train, multicolored train, with wings flapping outside the engineer's cabin. It's a very colorful sight here at Comiskey Park. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. First off, for the visiting Toronto Blue Jays, Garcia will lead it off and be at second base. Pedro Garcia. Jim Mason will bat second and be at shortstop. Al Woods will bat third and be in left field. Ron Fairley will be the designated hitter, and he'll bat cleanup. Doug Alt will bat fifth. He will be at first base. Sam Ewing will bat sixth in right field. Dave McKay will bat in the seventh spot at third base. Gary Woods will bat eighth and be in center field. And doing the catching, Alan Ashby, and he'll bat ninth. On the mound, Steve Hargan. He has won one, and he has lost none. For the Chicago White Sox, there's been a late change. Ralph Garr was expected to be in left field and leading it off, and Ralph really on a tear thus far for the White Sox at the plate. And Ralph, who has hit successfully in all 5 White Sox games, came up with a stiff shoulder in pregame warm-ups, and manager Bob Lemon elected to sit him down tonight because of the coolness of the weather. We're getting that information for you right now. It's really not that cool for you or I at the ballpark, but when a player comes up with that kind of stiffness, they would prefer to hold him out and bring him back tomorrow afternoon. So Ralph Garr is not in the lineup. In his place, Royal Stillman will make his debut as a member of the Chicago White Sox. Alan Bannister will lead it off and be at shortstop. Royal Stillman will bat second and be in left field. George Orta will bat third and be at second base. Richie Zisk will hit cleanup and be in right field. Jim Spencer will bat fifth and be at first base. Oscar Gamble will be the designated hitter, and he'll bat in the sixth spot. Batting seventh will be Eric Soderholm, and he'll be at third base. Chet Lemon will be in center field, and he'll bat eighth. And doing the catching, Jim Essien batting ninth. And the White Sox take the field. We mentioned about Essien doing the catching. Brian Downing is has recovered enough to do the catching, but a similar situation like Gar, manager Bob Lemon has elected not to play him tonight in the little bit of cool air that we do have. Again, I say it's great weather for you and I, and all the fans who are out here, and if you're in the area, come on out. But for a ball player, it is a little different. And ladies and gentlemen, for the first time at Comiskey Park, we invite you to enjoy not only the American national anthem, but the Canadian national anthem. Under broadcasting rights granted by the Chicago White Sox solely for the entertainment of our audience, and any rebroadcast or other use of this play-by-play description and the account of this game without the express written consent of the Chicago White Sox is prohibited. Harry Carey, Jimmy Pearsall, and I are employees of and are paid by WMAQ Radio for our play-by-play descriptions and accounts of these games. WMAQ and the Chicago White Sox share mutual rights of announcer approval. Checking the defense for the White Sox, Jim Spencer down at first, George Orta at second, Alan Bannister at shortstop, and Eric Soderholm, Harry's guest, at third base. Behind the plate, Jim Essian. In the outfield, Royal Stillman in left field, Chet Lemon in center field, and Richie Zisk in right field. On the mound, Chris Knapp, young right-hander from Benton Harbor, St. Joseph, making his second start of the year. His first start this season was also against the Blue Jays last Saturday afternoon when he permitted only one run on 5 hits in 5 innings while fanning 3 and walking nobody for a 3-2 victory, aided by a reliever Larimer Groh, came on in the 9th inning with the tying run on 3rd and none out and promptly shut the door on the Blue Jays. Knapp had to leave that ball game because of a little blister on his pitching hand, but that has been alleviated, and he's all right and ready to go here tonight. So we're all set. Pedro Garcia will lead it off. He'll be followed by Jim Mason and Al Woods. And Jimmy, this Toronto Ball Club has gotten off to a great start as an expansion team in the American League. They have won 5 of their first 7 ball games.
You got to believe they're for real. You know, I was wondering about the expansion. I guess the changing of all the players trying to get settled at their new teams might have hurt them a lot. Where these guys are hungry, they want to win, and they're glad to be in the big leagues.
Well, they got a first road trip of the year, and the first pitch to Garcia is a strike. Hitting .241, no homers, and 4 RBIs. They're here tonight, tomorrow afternoon, and Sunday afternoon. Then they go to New York for a 4-game set. This is their first road trip ever. Outfield playing Garcia around to the left. Knapp goes into the windup, and the right-hander delivers. And it's low ball.
They drew 79,000 in their first homestand. Quite a tribute to what has been done by Bavasi up there.
No doubt about it. You know, I want to mention a story about Toronto and the weather. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Inside, almost hit him. And it's a beautiful night here. We're getting our weather conditions right now. The winds physically are going from the right field line out to left field, so that's an indication the winds are out of the south. Expecting temperatures up around 85 degrees tomorrow. Here's the pitcher's a swing and a miss on a fastball. Evens the count up at 2-2. But in Toronto, we mentioned the other day, it was 50 degrees and people were walking around in T-shirts. We talked to Rudy Schaefer, who's the business manager of the White Sox, who used to be the general manager in Toronto. And he said that's the way they are there. He said, here's the pitch, here's a swing and a miss. He struck him out. So Chris Knapp strikes out Garcia, and there's one out. But he said that when he was the general manager there, they had a spell of temperatures in the mid-80s. And he said, oh, this is going to be great. The team's coming home. He said nobody showed up. It was too hot for them. They stayed home. But when it's in the 50s, they treat it as if it's weather like we would treat in the 70s or 80s. Here's the pitch, and it's outside of ball to Jim Mason, hitting 200. No homers, no RBIs. Larry Barnett calling the balls and strikes tonight. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Called strike. Got him on the inside corner. Marty Springstad's at third. Vic Voltaggio is at second base, and Jim Evans working over at first base. A left-handed hitter, but they play him to go to the opposite field. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Low, a ball, 2-1. Harry Warner coaching at first. Jackie Moore doing the coaching at third. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Here's a swing and a bouncer to Orta at second. He's got it. Throws across to Spencer, and they're 2 up and 2 down.
The Toronto club came from behind yesterday with 3 runs late in the ball game on a home run by Velez in the 8th inning. So they haven't been getting lucky victories. They just seem to keep pecking away at you, and they're fundamentally sound. Hartsfield, a Dodger product for many years, played with the organization, didn't manage in their organization. So these players will bunt, they'll squeeze, they'll do anything to beat you. And they throw to the right bases for cutoffs.
It's 62 degrees at the lakefront, 66 at Midway, and 65 at O'Hare. So a very comfortable Friday evening here in Chicago. Here's the first pitch delivered to Woods, cut on and fouled to the left side. It'll be out of play. Al Woods, the left fielder, hitting .294, a homer and 2 RBIs. Those winds actually are out of the northeast at 7. But if you look at the flags here, they're coming directly out of the south at the ballpark. Well, maybe at O'Hare they're out of the northeast. Here at the ballpark, they're out of the south.
You know, the park's alive. You know, the colors at the ballpark here in Comiskey Park have really amazed me. Throughout the years, you've never seen color like this, and I got to believe the fans are going to enjoy this park all year.
Here's the 1-strike delivery outside of ball. The Owens are here, Jim and Phyllis, from the White Tavern in Naperville. Right-hander ready. Here's the 1-1 pitch. A swing and a miss.
Pitchers in this weather are stronger. They don't seem to lose their stuff, and they seem to be a lot stronger. They reach back and they can get it. In hot weather, they have their problems, but this is the kind of a night a pitcher generally loves to pitch.
Outfield playing Woods to pull. Here's the pitch. A swing and a miss. He struck him out. Chris Knapp looks sharp tonight as he sets down the side in order and striking out a pair. We're at the end of a half inning of play. Toronto nothing. The White Sox coming to bat.
Here's Tom T. Hall for Chevy Trucks. There are more Chevy trucks around, more than any other kind. And when it comes to driving tough, those Chevy trucks don't mind. Chevy trucks are built to stay tough. That's one reason, an important reason, Chevy sells so many trucks. For example, there's a lot of toughness in Chevy fleet-side pickups. A massive girder beam front suspension on two-wheel drive models. Tough ladder-type steel frames. Two steel walls in the tailgate, body side, doors, front fenders, and hood. There are many other reasons for Chevy toughness and popularity. Visit your Chevy dealer and take a test drive in a truck that's built to stay tough. Over the hills or under the hood, or in miles of open spaces, Chevy trucks, built up in the right places.
Lauren Brown back with Jimmy Pearsall as we go to the bottom of the first inning. Steve Hargan, who pitched with the Texas Rangers a year ago, on the mound, making his first start for Toronto. He picked up a win in relief against the Detroit Tigers. Jimmy, you were down at Texas. What can you tell us about it?
Hargan, a few years ago, a real hard sinker ball pitcher for Cleveland, hurt his arm, went to Oklahoma City and pitched for Lucchesi and did fairly well. And then Lucchesi brought him back to Texas, and in the last 3 years, he has done outstanding as a relief pitcher and a spot pitcher. He has to get that fork ball over to be effective. He moves the ball around. Does not have a good move to first, or does he cover his position too well? He has a lot of trouble. He's a very nervous, fidgety guy.
Well, against the White Sox last year, he won 2 and lost 1. And lifetime against the White Sox, he has won 10 and lost 11. Well, how about Charlie Finley's Oakland Athletics? They did it again today. They defeated Minnesota 3-2. They have now won 5 in a row in 7 of their first 8 ball games. And I think that's a tribute to Charlie Finley. Nobody ever said he didn't know baseball.
No, that's right. He came up with some players that could play when he made that trade with Pittsburgh. You know, like your Page and your Armas. And he got every position now filled where there's major league players at every position, and they aren't making any mistakes. They're winning.
In fact, I think Page drove in the winning runs today. Got a home run, his 3rd of the year yesterday. He drove, right now, he's got, I think, 15 RBIs, and he is 16 for 32.
I never had that at the All-Star break.
All right, Alan Bannister will lead it off. Alan hitting .263, no homers and 2 RBIs. Well, the White Sox AAA club opens tonight. The Iowa Oaks under Joe Sparks are playing at Indianapolis, and their A club, Appleton, is playing the Angels A club at Quad Cities. Bannister hit .273 last week up at Toronto. Outfield plays him straight away. We'll check the defense here for you in a moment. Hargan goes into the windup and the pitch. Fastball for a strike. Doug Alt's at first. Pedro Garcia is at second. Jim Mason at short. And Dave McKay at third, with Alan Ashby doing the catching. He'll be doing all the catching now for a couple of weeks as a unfortunate accident. Rick Cerrone broke his thumb a couple of days ago behind home plate on a foul tip. Here's the one-strike pitch way outside back to the screen. In the outfield, Al Woods in left field, Gary Woods in center, and Sam Ewing in right field. Cerrone, by the way, is still on the roster. He's able to pinch run for the club, but he cannot pinch hit or catch. Here's the 1-1 delivery to Bannister. Here's a swing on the grounder down to third. McKay's there. He's got it. Throws, and he got him by half a step. So Bannister's retired, and the batter will be Royal Stillman, making his major league debut as a member of the Chicago White Sox. Stillman hit .292, 5 homers and 44 RBIs a year ago at Rochester, the AAA farm club of the Baltimore Orioles. But he did not play in many games for Baltimore, hitting .91 with 1 RBI.
You know, Phil Roof, their third catcher, certainly you wonder why Phil keeps, he's 38 years old, why they keep having him around. Well, that's why, in case of an injury like this happened to Cerrone, he's ready to catch, he's in excellent shape, and he knows how to catch in the major league.
Stillman, 5'10", 180-pounder, swings from the left side. From Santa Monica, California, looks at the ball inside. He's been up with the Orioles in 75 and 76, and a total of only 33 ball games did he play in the major leagues. This is his 34th. Here's the 1-0 delivery, inside, ball 2.
I guess a big thrill for him in spring training when he hit that home run with the bases lowered off the bird. Made him feel like he's made it.
Detroit's at Kansas City tonight. Vern Rule going against Colbert. Right-hander ready. Here's the 2-0 delivery. Here's a swing and a grounder down to Minnie Minoso in the coach's box. Minnie gets a hand. Pirates at St. Louis. Rooker going against Falcone. Atlanta leads Houston 2-0 at the end of 2. And in that ball game, Jeff Burroughs has already hit his 3rd home run of the year. I'll tell you, that guy is going to have a lot of fun in that ballpark. Milwaukee just came up with 5 in the 5th. They lead the Yankees 7-1. Your buddy Billy Martin must be pulling his hair out. Right-hander ready. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Here's a swing and a grounder. Garcia to his left at second. Has it. Throws, and he got him. Good play by Garcia. Going to his left. Got it on the edge of the outfield grass and threw Stillman out for the 2nd out of the inning.
Same ball in Toronto with that AstroTurf would have went right through for a base hit. Infield of this type, natural infield, slows the ball down just enough for him to get that ball.
So there's 2 up and 2 down, and George Orta the batter. Orta off to a great start. Here at Comiskey Park, he's hitting .263 for the year. But his last 2 ball games in this park, he's hit the ball well. Right-hander delivers. Here's a pitch down low ball. In the opener against the Boston Red Sox on opening day out here on Tuesday afternoon, Orta went 3 for 4, drove in 2 runs. Here's a swing and a base hit up the middle. And he went 1 for 4 against the Red Sox, and he gets a hit here. So he's hit successfully in every game in his homestand. So a runner on, and Richie Zisk, the cleanup hitter, steps in, hitting .368, 2 homers and 6 RBIs.
Hargan was not a very good move to first base. Let's see if we'd be running with Zisk up there. I don't know. Or at a good speed, but I imagine that the way he's hitting, they're going to make him play safe.
Zisk had a good 3-game setup, but Toronto hit an even .500 with a homer and 3 RBIs against the Blue Jays. Well, the other day, you may recall, Jimmy, against the Red Sox, every time the White Sox got a man on with 2 outs, they had him going.
But I don't think that we had Zisk up there.
No, we didn't. No, we didn't. In fact, it was the lower half of the order. I believe Chet Lemon in both occasions, the 8th hitter in the lineup. Right-hander working out of the stretch for the first time tonight. Delivers. Orta not going. Called strike. The Cubs came up with 7 runs in the 8th and knocked off Matlack and the Mets today, 8-4. The Cubbies have now won 4 in a row. Right-hander ready. The 1-strike pitch. Outside a ball. And the Bulls are in action against Portland tonight. We'll keep you up to date on that game. Bulls trying to even up their series and go back to Portland to try to win it Sunday. 1 ball and 1 strike. Baltimore and Texas were rained out tonight. Boston and Cleveland are idle. Right-hander ready. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Way outside a ball. 2-1. California is hosting Seattle. Some of the players are really happy that California is losing, Jimmy, because they said those guys really popped off that they could get off to a great start this month because they had a lot of games with Seattle, Oakland, and the White Sox.
Kind of makes you wonder about all these guys getting those big bonuses. Up there,
here's a pickoff attempt at first, and it's in the dirt. But Alt knocks it down about 3 feet from the bag, preventing Orta from going.
I think it's going to be a little different story than what most people think. The Yankees having their problems. Guys become complacent sometimes when they get too much money.
California's already lost 6 out of their first 9 ball games. They were swept by Oakland. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 3. Hargan. He's trying to keep that ball away from this.
Hand down.
That's what they say, low and away or high and tight.
You pitch forever.
Outfield playing him deep and around to the left. They give him a lot of room down the right field line. The 3-1 pitch. Here's a swing and a base hit into right center field. Woods gets it on 1 hop. Here's the throw to third. Orta slides. He is out. A good throw by Gary Woods on 1 hop to the third baseman. Got Orta. And that retires the side. In the inning, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, 1 man left on. You're keeping score with this. Orta is out 8-5. So at the end of 1 complete inning of play,
That melody you hear, there's that pleasure's near. From one bill of a to another stroke. So play that friendly sound, as that beat takes you around. Real beer lovers know that means stroke.
The Stroh Brewery Company, Detroit, Michigan. When we say we're having cash call winners all over Chicagoland, we mean it. Good morning. This is Lee Sherwood calling from WMAQ. And you've just won 2 brand new cars and $3,000 in cash. Congratulations. No kidding. Another cash call is coming soon. Another reason to answer every phone call. WMAQ is going to make me rich.
no score as we go to the 2nd inning. Well, I tell you, that's a tough ball to run on it. Just hit it like a bullet. Got to the center fielder on 1 hop, and he threw a 1-hopper to third that got Orta with room to spare. Good throw. So we go to the top of the 2nd. Ron Fairley leads it off, the designated hitter. Veteran, been around a long time, hitting an even 300. No homers and 1 RBI. Here's the first pitch to him. Outside a ball. He'll be followed by Doug Alt and Sam Ewing. Outfield, shading him around to the right, expecting him to pull the ball, and Knapp misses outside, ball 2. Tigers did not score in the first. Kansas City now at bat. A couple of West Coast games in the National League tonight. We'll run down the whole American and National League schedule for you. And the third pitch is way outside a ball. 3 balls and no strikes. Indianapolis leads the Iowa Oaks, the White Sox AAA club, 4-0 at the end of 4. Here's a pitch outside a ball. He walked the left-handed hitter on 4 straight pitches. Anderson is now pitching for Iowa. That's the Anderson, you may recall, that the White Sox got from Toronto for Phil Roof. The NBA playoffs, Cleveland leads Washington 21-14 at the end of 1 period of play. That game being played in Cleveland. So a runner at first and Doug Alt, the batter, hitting .333, 3 homers and 8 RBIs. First pitch is swing and a miss. Oh, a big cut. He hit .417 against the White Sox in that 3-game set. 2 homers and 4 RBIs, and 3 of those RBIs and the 2 homers came on opening day of the season. Right-hander looks in. Gets his sign. Here's the pitch inside. Ball 1. Well, remember, big weekend here with the Toronto Blue Jays in town. Come on out and see the first road trip ever by a Canadian American League team. A lot of activities going on over the weekend, especially this Sunday. It'll be grab bag day, trying to get rid of all the junk. Now we get a lot of old posters. I wouldn't be surprised if Luke Appling's picture's on a few. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Here's a swing and a smash to Orta through his legs. Going to the outfield. There goes Fairley around to third. Alt makes the turn at first. And it'll be an error on the second baseman. Looked like Georgie was going to turn over the double play, but it went through his legs, caromed off his foot into right field. And the Blue Jays have runners at first and third and nobody out. Well, we'll be giving away batting helmets, some of the old Red Sox helmets, posters, T-shirts, just what a grab bag is. 15,000 will be given away. The first 15,000 through the turnstiles. All right, Knapp trying to work out of a jam. Delivers to Ewing in a swing and a foul out of play. Sam hitting .286, no homers and no RBIs. And for you fans who come on out tomorrow and Sunday, the White Sox have reinstituted the autograph corner on weekends. Tomorrow, Richie Zisk, Eric Soderholm, and Ralph Garr will appear in the autograph corner. And on Sunday, Steve Stone, Lamar Johnson, and Bruce Del Canton toss over to first, the runner back in time. That autograph booth is located down the left field line, by the way, if you haven't been here before. One strike on the batter. Runners at first and third, nobody out. Infield at double play depth. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a foul out of play, and he's ahead of the batter. No balls and 2 strikes. A walk and an error have runners at first and third. Well, he'd like to get a strikeout here and then induce the next hitter to hit into an inning double play. Knapp ready. The 2-strike pitch. Swing and a foul into the upper deck. And the count remains the same. Well, the Cubs lost their first 2 to the Mets. Then they beat the Mets. Swept a 2-game set from the Phillies. And beat New York this afternoon 8-4 for their 4th win in a row. Pirates are at St. Louis at bat in the bottom of the first of the Cardinals. There's no score in that game. Philadelphia beat Montreal this afternoon. Right-hander ready. Here's the 2-strike pitch. Swinging a foul tip off the glove of the catcher. So he remains alive. Cincinnati's at San Diego. San Francisco at Los Angeles later tonight. In the American League, Milwaukee beating the Yankees 7-1 up in the Beer City. Yankees at bat in the top of the 8th. Oakland beat Minnesota 3-2 this afternoon. Later tonight, Seattle at California. Right-hander ready. Here's the 2-strike pitch outside of ball. The Baltimore-Texas game was rained out. And Boston and Cleveland are idle. One other game to pass on to you. That's Atlanta 3, Houston 1 at the end of 3. Chris Knapp is ready. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Low a ball, 2-2. Trying to hit that outside corner. Well, if you're out here at the ballpark just looking up at the scoreboard, you're missing one game, and that is that Houston-Atlanta game because of the addition of the 2 teams in the American League. Right-hander delivers. Here's a breaking ball just missed on the outside corner. So the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Royster hit a home run for Atlanta, by the way, his first of the year in the 3rd with nobody on to make that a 3-1 score. So the count is full. Here's a toss over to first, and Alt dives back in safely. Chris Knapp trying to get out of an early jam. The Blue Jays have won both their series, taking 2 out of 3 from the White Sox and taking 3 out of 4 from the Tigers. They've won 5 and lost 2. The 3-2 pitch. Here's a swing and a smash, a base hit to right field. Here goes the runner home. There goes another runner to third, and it's a 1-0 ball game. That ball just got outside the reach of Jim Spencer going to his right. If the runner had not been on first, he gobbles it up. But holding the runner on, that ball just got through. So Sam Ewing drives in his first run of the year, and that's the 3rd hit that Ewing has had against the White Sox this year. So it's a 1-0 ball game, and again, the Blue Jays have runners at first and third and nobody out. Dave McKay's the batter, the third baseman, hitting .333, no homers and 3 RBIs. A switch hitter. He hit an even .500 against the White Sox. Ben Ogilvy has just hit his second home run of the year in the second with a man on for the Tigers. Here's a fastball for a strike. So Detroit's leading Kansas City at least 2-0. Knapp working out of the stretch, straightens up after getting his sign. Here's the one-strike delivery, and it's outside a ball. Alt takes the lead off the third, Ewing off the first. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch, and it's outside a ball. That's all the Tigers got with those 2 runs on Ogilvy's home run. Chris Knapp has given up a walk, an error, and a single here in the second. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a fly ball to left center field. It might score the run. Royal Stillman waits. The runner does not tag up. Here's the throw into the infield, and the runner stays at third. So there's 1 out with runners at first and third, and before Gary Wood steps up, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification.
This is WMAQ Chicago.
Soderholm did not, or rather Stillman did not have to worry about it really, because Alt came running down the line, and then when he caught it, he went back. Jackie Moore wisely felt that ball was not hit far enough for Alt to tag up, so he didn't. Then when it was called, he went back. Gary Woods, the batter, looks at a ball outside, hitting .179, no homers and an RBI. Well, also on grab bag day, I forgot to mention the fact that those 15,000 grab bags, each one and every one will include a Harry Carey record of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. He and Nancy Faust's record. Next pitch is low of ball. Castro has come on to pitch for the Milwaukee Brewers in the 8th. He's already got 2 saves for the Brewers this year. 2 balls and no strikes. Right-hander delivers. Here's a swing and a base hit up the middle, and it's a 2-0 ball game. Ewing makes the turn at second and goes back. So Gary Woods on a 2-0 count singles up the middle, and Toronto now has a 2-0 lead. Remember, we'll be out here tomorrow afternoon. Game time will be at 1:15. Also, 1:15 on Sunday. Tomorrow it'll be Steve Stone going against Jesse Jefferson, and Sunday Ken Brett going against Bill Singer. We've got activity in the White Sox bullpen. Looks like Francisco Barrios. Here's the pitch, and it's a called strike to Alan Ashby, the catcher, hitting .357, a homer and 2 RBIs. A walk, an error, and 2 singles wrapped. Double play ball got through the legs of Orta. Here's a swing and a base hit up the middle. Here comes Ewing around third. Here goes a runner to third. And there's a runner holding at first. So it's a 3-0 ball game now. Runners at first and third, and here comes manager Bob Lemon. Well, that's a shame. Chris started out so well, but that walk and error have opened the floodgates here for Toronto. I don't think he's going to take him out at this instance unless Stan Williams tells him that Barrios is heated up. Now he's going to stay in there. Barrios just did get up an instant ago. So there are runners at first and third. Still only 1 out. And the batter is Pedro Garcia, right-handed hitter who struck out his first time up. A walk, an error, a single, a flyout, and back-to-back singles have given Toronto a 3-0 lead here in the second. Knapp ready. Here's the pitch to Garcia. Swing and a miss. Strike one. Freddie Norman will go for Cincinnati tonight against Strom of San Diego. Cincinnati off to a rough start. They've won 2 and lost 5. Only one team in the major leagues now is without a victory, and that the Boston Red Sox. They are 0-4. The Phillies won their first game of the year today. Here's a pitch out, the runner not going. In fact, they might have had a double steal on. At least that's what the White Sox thought, so they pitched out. And the count is even up at 1-1. Barrios continues to warm up. Knapp out of the stretch. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a foul ball coming back and onto the roof. White Sox trying to win their 3rd in a row on this international weekend here against Toronto. Listen, on Sunday, besides the grab bag, the first 10,000 people through the turnstiles will receive a souvenir, a Canadian maple leaf pin. Here's a toss over to first, runner back in time. Houston came up with 2 in the 4th to tie Atlanta 3-3. Outfield playing the batter around to the left. Big gap in right center field. Knapp needs a strike here. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Oh, it did hit him. Hit him in the head. That's a shame. A 1-2 count. And Knapp hit him in the head, and that's going to be all for Chris. He has just lost it here in the second inning. The air certainly didn't help. And manager Bob Lemon out of the dugout for the second time, so that's an automatic. He is gone. So Knapp pitched a total of 1 1/3 innings. He's allowed 3 runs on 3 hits. He's walked a man, he struck out 2, and he hit a man. And the runners at first, second, and third are his responsibility. So the new pitcher will be Francisco Barrios from Hermosillo, Mexico. Barrios comes in to make his 2nd appearance of the year. He pitched against Toronto last weekend. He allowed no runs in 3 innings. I take that back. He allowed 2 runs in 3 innings, all of them earned. Gave up a homer, walked 3, and struck out 1. So Francisco Barrios makes his 2nd appearance of the season. And the first man he'll face will be the shortstop, Jim Mason. Jim Hessian goes out to talk to him. This will give us an opportunity to run down other activities in the world of sports. Washington outscored Cleveland 23-18 in that second period. And at halftime, it's Cleveland 39, Washington 37 in Richfield, Ohio. Washington leads in that. That's 2 out of 3 series. 1 game to nothing. Castro's come in to pitch, as we mentioned, for Milwaukee in the 8th inning. Milwaukee leading the Yankees 7-1. Milwaukee trying to beat the Yankees for the 3rd time in 4 outings this year. Oakland defeated Minnesota 3-2 this afternoon. Seattle's at California later tonight. Let's see. Seattle will be pitching Glenn Abbott, and California Well, they don't have him listed. They've got a 49 on the board. Maybe it's a 48. Now, Verhoeven's a reliever. So it's a pitcher we don't have listed. Boston and Cleveland not scheduled. Baltimore and Texas were rained out. Here it's 3-0. A new pitcher, Francisco Barrios, in the ball game. The bases are loaded. 1 out. White Sox double played up. Mason grounded out to Orta his first time up. Barrios goes into the windup, and the pitch, fastball low, ball 1. St. Louis and Pittsburgh, no score at the end of 2. Astros and Atlanta tied up 3-3 at the end of 4. Giants at Los Angeles later, Cincinnati at San Diego later. Well, this afternoon, the Cubs beat the Mets 8-4, and Philly beat Montreal 7-2. Here's a swing and a grounder to Bannister. He's got it. Goes to second for 1. Relay not in time. Alan Bannister got blocked out an instant by the man going from second to third, but he snagged that ball, threw over to Orta for the force out to get Garcia. On the play, Woods came home for the 4th run, and Alan Ashby goes to first, and Mason is on a fielder's choice. He gets credit for an RBI. Nifty play by Bannister. I thought for an instant he wasn't going to come up with it because that man totally blocked him out as to where the ball was. And the batter is Al Woods, the 9th man to bat in the inning. So we have runners at first and third now with 2 down. Here's the first pitch, low of ball. Barrios taking his time. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch, called strike. It seemed to me the last time Woods was up, who was a good pull hitter, the outfield played him to pull. I may have been mistaken, but right now, played him practically straight away. Lemon is just shaded over to the left, the opposite way, as if you go to the opposite field. Right-hander ready. Here's the 1-1 pitch. There's a swing and a base hit up the middle. Another run comes home. Here goes the runner around to third. And it's a 5-0 ball game. That's the 9th man to score in the inning, or the 9th man to bat in the inning, and the 5th run to come home. That run is charged to Knapp. So Knapp, in 1 1/3 innings, allowed 5 runs on 3 hits. He walked a man, and he struck out 2 and hit a man. So it's 5-0, and the man who let it all off with a walk, Ron Fairley, the designated hitter, is the batter. Well, the one thing you might hope for is that Steve Hargan's getting tired waiting and losing his stuff. Here's the pitch, fastball for a strike. At the end of 1 period of play, the Bulls 24, Portland 24. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch, inside a ball. Toronto has posted 5 here in the second. They're still batting. Barrios ready. Here's the pitch. Called strike in the outside corner. And with a breaking pitch, and the count goes to 1-2. Beautiful evening out here. Quite comfortable. 66 degrees at Midway. Winds out of the northeast at 7. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. A swing and a miss. He struck him out. And the Sox are out of the inning. In the second, 10 men stepped to the plate. The Blue Jays scored 5 runs on 4 hits. There was 1 error and 2 men left on. Also a walk and a hit batsman. So we go to the bottom of the second. Toronto 5, the White Sox nothing. Lauren Brown back at Comiskey Park as we go to the bottom of the second. The Blue Jays have jumped out in front here, 5-0. Eddie Valunas is here from the Cabin Restaurant in Berwyn. Hoping the White Sox can pull it out. As we go to the bottom of the second, it'll be Jim Spencer, Oscar Gamble, and Eric Soderholm. And the drummer boy moves about here in the upper deck. You'll pick him up in a minute. Three of the 5 runs that Knapp gave up were earned. Here's a swing and a long drive to right center field. The center fielder goes way back, and he's got it. He played him perfectly in the gap in right center field. Jim Spencer got good wood on the ball, but Gary Woods had him played perfectly, and there's 1 out. Dyer has hit his second home run of the year in the third with nobody on for Pittsburgh. Pirates leading at least 1-0. Oscar Gamble's the designated hitter. And he takes a called strike. Oscar hitting 143, 1 homer and an RBI, and that came at Toronto. Here's the 1-strike pitch, breaking ball up high. Detroit leading Kansas City 2-0. That game in the bottom of the third. Here's the 1-1 pitch, fastball low. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Here's a swing and a grounder to the left side. Garcia has it on the outfield grass, and the second baseman throws him out. Gamble pulled one on the right side of the infield that Garcia handled with no problem. So there's 2 up and 2 down, and the batter is Eric Soderholm. Soderholm hitting .350 with 1 RBI. He and Ralph Garr, who's not in the lineup tonight, have hit successfully in each and every White Sox game this year. The White Sox trail 5-0, but it's early. We're in the second. Here's the first pitch, a called strike. Bulls in Portland tied 24-all at the end of 1. Here's the 1-strike pitch, down low, a ball. Indiana, or I should say Indianapolis, leading the White Sox AAA Farm Club Iowa 4-0 at the end of 4. Right-hander ready. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Here's a swing and a long fly ball left center field. Al Woods, the left fielder, calls for it. He's there, and he's got it. And the White Sox are retired 1-2-3 here in the second inning. So no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We're at the end of 2. It's Toronto 5, the White Sox 0.
Here's something you ought to know. The fresher your spark plugs, the better your car's mileage. It's just that simple. The folks at Champion tested cars like yours all across the country. They found that replacing worn plugs with a fresh set of Champion spark plugs can improve your mileage and performance. So if that sounds good to you, fill her up with Champion, the world's #1 seller. Fill her up, fill her up, fill her up with Champion. Pull out the old, plug in the new. Fill her up with Champion. Pull out the old, plug in the new. Fill her up with Champion. Fill her up with Champion. Fill her up with Champion.
back at Comiskey Park, and there's a correction on Chris Knapp's earned runs. Only 2 of the 5 Toronto runs were earned, but nevertheless, they're on the board. So we go to the third inning. Francisco Barrios on the mound. Toronto out in front 5-0. And to step in and tell you about it, here's Jimmy Pearsall.
The Toronto Blue Jays sent 10 men to bat when he scored 5 runs. The unearned runs were on a play that if Porter could have come up with the ball, if in a double play and a fly ball would have got him out of it. But it was hit hard. He gave it a good shot, went over towards the bag. And the young man at second base, since he's returned, has been doing a fine job. But it's kind of sad when a guy scores 5 runs on an error like that. Doug Alt, the first hitter. Alt was on an error, scored a run. He's hitting .333. First pitch from Barrios, low, ball 1. Soderholm at third, Bannister at short, Porter at second, Spencer at first. Behind the plate, Essien. Larry Barnett, the umpire. The 1-ball pitch, swung on, hit the right field. That may be a blooper. As Orta goes for it, just can't get it, and it's a base hit. So everything they hit is a base hit tonight. Ground ball, singles up the middle. Line drive, singles up the middle. Just swing the bat and you got a base hit. Sam Ewing. Single to right by Spencer his first time up for an RBI. Then scored a run on a single by Gary Woods. Hit number 5 for Toronto. They lead it 5-0. Ewing, formerly with the Chicago White Sox, left-handed hitter, holds the bat down at the end, close stance in the back of the box, line shot down the left field line, foul. Stillman in left field, Lemon in center, Zisk in right. Stillman placed Gar, who injured his shoulder a little bit in practice. Manager Bob Lemon felt that he better keep him out tonight. Alt at first with a base hit. Barrios into his stretch. Looks back. Fires. Ground ball right back at him. Now he'll fire to second base. Bannister with a throw to first. He got a safe. No. Umpire Jim Evans says the throw was late. A good pitch by Barrios. Jammed Ewing and hit it right back to the pitcher. Took one good step and fired to Bannister, who relayed that throw in a hurry. But Ewing, showing good speed going down the line, got away from the plate real well and beat it out. So Ewing out with a first force play. Dave McKay, switch hitter up, batting left-handed against the right-hander Barrios. Slide to left his first time up. Hitting .333, 3 RBIs. Played last year in Hawaii. Stands deep in the box. Ground ball out towards second base on the first pitch. Orta fires to second base for the force play, as the ball wasn't hit hard enough for the double play. So the force play will go 4-3. Gary Woods, single to center, the drive and run will step in, hitting .185. Last year played at Tacoma. Coaching at third base, Jackie Moore. Don't forget Sunday is Grab Bag Day, April 17th. Is both Grab Bag Day and wrap-up of Canadian Weekend. The first 15,000 persons who enter Comiskey Park will receive a grab bag. And boy, there are some things in it. The first pitch is strike on the outside corner. Woods looking down at Moore for a sign. Soderholm is deep at third. Outfield over towards right center. Big hole in left center. Stillman is straight away. One strike at the belt. There goes the runner. There's a pitch swung on, hit and run, and he didn't get it. He was going to right field with the big hole between first and second. Gary Woods just controls that bat pretty well. He doesn't swing hard. He's a slap hitter. He is really a slap hitter. 2 strikes and no balls. Top of the 5th inning. Blue Jays leading 5-0. On deck, Alan Ashby. Over at first, Dave McKay on the force play. Big hole between first and second. At the belt, Barrios fires. High. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Yankees come up with 3 runs in the 9th. Score is 7-4. They're still playing. They're in Milwaukee. Oakland defeated Minnesota 3-2. 2 outs at Comiskey Park. Good night for baseball. Barrios looks over. Now he fires over there and throw it hard. He really had some mustard as he fired over to Spencer and almost handcuffed him. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gary Woods the hitter. Toronto won the series in Toronto 2-1. It's a 3-game series, the first game. Runner away at first. There's a ground ball off the left side. Takes one big hop and stops in the grass as Jackie Moore picks it up. Barrios over by the line now, and Moore flips it back to him. In those grab bags, you have that Take Me Out to the Ball Game record by Harry Carey, plus some helmets, some White Sox posters. So for you young people, get out here to the ballpark. It's grab bag day on Sunday, April 17th. Tomorrow's probable pitcher will be Steve Stone. Stone got beat his last time out, but pitched a fine ball game. Had good stuff. Pitched 9 innings. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Stone. A runner with a lead. There's a pitch inside, ball 2. And the count goes even at 2-2. The Cubs won 8-4. Beat the Mets. Came from behind late in that ball game. No score at Pittsburgh, St. Louis. In the 4th inning. Barrios now takes a stretch, looks back over at first and fires over there, and the runner has to dive back as McKay, seeming to be going, was leaning a little bit and almost got picked off. Toronto with 5 runs in the 2nd inning. Lead the ball game, 5-0. Big hole between short and third now. McKay with a good lead. Barrios shakes off one side and the right-hander delivers. Line drive in the right field for a base hit. And Toronto continues to get those base hits as Zest goes back into second base and the runner McKay stays there. That's hit number 6 for the Blue Jays. Stepping in now, switch hitting Alan Ashby, the catcher. He got a base hit up the middle and singled and then scored a run. Behind the plate, Jim Essien. Barrios jammed him, but as I said before, Woods just trying to get a piece of the ball, singles to right field. Zest moves over towards the line. Ashby with a home run yesterday, along with Velez, helped Toronto defeat Detroit. Here's a pitch that swung on him right off the foot, lands out in front of the plate for strike 1. Autograph corner Saturday and Sunday. The White Sox autograph corner will be open both Saturday and Sunday. Players will be on hand in the corner, which will be located on the left field line from noon to 12:30 each day. On Saturday, Ricky Zisk, Ralph Garr, and Eric Soderholm will man the corner, while on Sunday, players like Steve Stone, Lamar Johnson, and Bruce Del Canton. Here's a pitch outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Dave McKay at second. McKay got on a force play. All started things with a base hit. Barrios looks back at second, fires. Pitch swung on and missed. The count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wayne Norhagen has joined the ball club. He's been down catching as much as he possibly can to get some experience. Young guy with a strong bat. Good arm. There's a pitch swung on and fouled off to the left side. The count remains at 1-2. Ralph Garr and Soderholm have each hit in 5 games. Spencer deep at first now. Barrios taking a lot of time. Woods with a good lead off at first as Spencer's be playing behind him. At second base is McKay, not too far off the bag. There's a pitch inside, a breaking ball down. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Toronto sending 10 men to the plate. Scored 5 runs in the 2nd inning. Philadelphia beat Montreal 7-2. Barrios shakes off a sign. Essien in a crouch on the outside corner. The pitch. It's low again, and the count goes full at 3-2. The count 3-2, the runners will be going. Jackie Moore reminding him now to make sure he pitches. Big hole in left center field. Lemon moves over towards the hole in right center. Soderholm off the bag and deep at third. Coaching at first base is Harry Warner. Barrios ready, goes to the belt. There's a line drive. Down the line, foul. Just foul.
Runners were going. Now they'll have to go back to their bases. On Sunday, the 4th Henry Drum Band and Bugle Corps from Ontario, Canada will perform before the game. So it's going to be a lot of excitement at Grab Bag Sunday. Chris Knapp started. Gave up 2 earned runs and 3 unearned runs. Barrios ready. Fire. There goes the runners. A pitch high. Ball 4. And Ashby's on with a base on ball. Blue Jays now with the bases loaded again. And Pedro Garcia, who struck out in the first and was hit by a pitch ball in the second, will step in. Garcia played last year with the Tigers and the Milwaukee Brewers. Was a free agent, went to spring training, got himself a job. He's been tough on the White Sox, got 3 hits in the second game. Hitting .241, 4 RBIs. Barrios delivers. Fly ball in the infield. Off the third base side. Over comes Soderholm. He's under it. That should be out number 3. So the White Sox get out of a jam. The bases were loaded. Well, Toronto doesn't score. And a score after 2.5 innings of play. Toronto 5, the White Sox nothing.
We've got something for everyone, and we've got something for you. We've got everything under the sun, and we got something for you.
What turns you on when you go to buy a TV? Styling, look, quality, how bright and sharp the picture is, price, or whatever. Zenith has some great values for you in Zenith Chromacolor 2 during their Zenith Spring Bargain Days. For instance, you can see the Madeira, a handsome 19-inch diagonal table model Zenith Chromacolor, priced at only $378.88, distributor suggested retail price.
We've got something for everyone, and we've got something for you. Come on by and join the fun, and we've got something for you.
Jimmy Pearsall with Lauren Brown and Harry Carey at White Sox Park. Comiskey Park, home of the White Sox for many, many years, is certainly in beautiful shape for 1977. On the mound for the Blue Jays, Steve Hargan, right-handed pitcher, who was drafted during the winter from the Texas Rangers. He's got a good slider. Chet Lemon, Jim Essien, and Alan Bannister will go to bat here now to try to get things going in the 3rd inning. Ashby fires down to second base. Lemon hitting 105, but broke out of a slump of 0 for 11. Got himself a couple of base hits, drove in some runs. .24-24, the Bulls in Portland after the end of the first period. Lemon steps in now, holds the bat high over his head. Good speed. Hargan tries to pitch him tight. They like to pitch Lemon up and in or down and away. Here's the first pitch, right down the middle, call strike 1. On deck, Essien had himself a pretty good day on Wednesday. Got a home run and a single. 1 strike pitch outside, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ball players call Essien Escobar. I was trying to get the reason for it. The 1-1 pitch from Hargan. Swung on, line drive, right by the shortstop in the center field for a base hit. And Lemon starts things off with a solid smash up the middle. As Hargan threw him a slider and got it inside, and he ripped it. Essien was saying that this could change his grip from a hammer-type grip to a golf grip. And he's trying now not to drop his back shoulder either. So this has really helped him come out of a slump of not having many home runs. The home run he hit the other day was the first home run he hit in the major leagues, and he very seldom even hits the ball at fire in practice. Hargan now in his stretch, look back to first base. Lemon with a good lead. He kicks and delivers. Line drive in the right center field. Over goes the right fielder. He was by him. That ball goes by him. Here comes Lemon. He'll roll third. He's going to come in the score. That's going around second base. He'll be in there standing up. And that could be either a triple that ball on a shoestring catch, but couldn't get it. The ball goes by him all the way to the wall. So let's see whether they give an error or not. Looks like it's going to be a triple for Jim at the triple. Triple and an RBI. Stepping to the plate, Alan Bannister. Nobody out. We're in the bottom of the third inning. Bannister hitting .263. In Toronto, he hit .273 against the Blue Jays. Infield back. Any ground ball anywhere but third base, or the pitcher will score him. Gets jammed and fouls the ball off to the right side. And a fan boots the ball and drops down. Not an awfully big crowd, but a very, very alive crowd. As the organist lets it all happen, Hargan delivers. There's a swing and a miss. 2 strikes as Bannister went for a bad pitch. Breaking ball, and Ashley had to go to his knees and block. 2 strikes. Pittsburgh come up with a run in the fourth. They lead 1-0 over St. Louis. Big hole between first and second. Alt is guarding the line in deep. McKay off the bag and deep at third. Hargan, the 2-strike pitch. Inside, ball 1, as he brushes Bannister back. Down the line in left field with the extra bases as the left fielder, Alvis Woods, is off the line. Straight away in center is Gary Woods. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hargan ready. The runner up the line. Breaking ball low. And Hargan wanted that pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Single up the middle by Lemon. And the line shot triple by Ewing in right field as he tried to make a shoestring catch and went all the way back to the wall. Minoso coaching at first. The 2-2 pitch. There's a high breaking ball that Bannister laid off of. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Garcia deep at second base. Over near the bag. Mason straight away and deep at short. On deck, Royal Stillman. The kick, the delivery. Half swing, line drive foul on a first base line. The count remains at 3-2. Toronto has won their last 3 out of 4. That was against Detroit. White Sox have won 2 in a row, beat the Red Sox. The 3-2 delivery from Hargan. The pitch jammed him. Pop fly. Out goes Garcia. Looks like he's got it. The runner will not try to score as Etienne goes back to the bag. On a 3-2 pitch, Hargan jammed him with a sinker. Hit him right on the fist. He was trying to go up the middle, but he popped it up. Royal Stillman. Grounded to second his first time up. Hit 300 this spring, and a couple of home runs with 11 RBIs. Played with Rochester last year at 292 with 5 home runs and 44 RBIs. Good wrist hitter. Doesn't try to hit the ball too hard. Young man with a good 2-strike bat. Knows how to protect that plate. Etienne on at third. 1 out. Bottom of the third, score 5-0, Toronto leading. There's a line drive in the left field. In comes the left fielder Wood. He can't get it. The run will score. Run number 2 is Etienne crosses home plate on a line drive single in the left field. Hit kind of off the fist a little bit, but on the line in left field. Woods couldn't get a jump on it as it stuck on him. RBI single now for Royal Stillman. And the White Sox have scored 2 runs. George Orta. Single at center his first time up, hitting .368. Check that, hitting .263. That's 3 RBIs. White Sox pecking away. We're going to get back in this ball game. Flag blowing in from center field. Crowd wanting to get some more runs in here. Morgan at the belt. Looks over at first base. Stillman with a good lead. There's a pitch line down that left field line. Over goes Woods. He's under it. Orta really ripped that pitch, but Woods playing imperfectly. He just moved over a few steps to his right and took it. 2 out. That'll bring to the plate. Power hitting Richie Zisk. He's single to center field his first time up. Horner tried to go to third with 2 outs and was thrown out on a fine throw by Gary Woods. Out by 2 or 3 steps. He's got a good arm and got good range. Gary Woods in center field. Stillman now on at first. Hargan takes his sign, looks in at this. Now he's ready. Kicks that front foot and delivers a high hopper towards third. In comes McKay. He picks it up and fires over to first base for an easy out. So that'll go 5-3. But not before the White Sox come up with a couple of runs on 3 hits. And the score, after 3 full innings of play, the Toronto Blue Jays 5, the Chicago White Sox 2.
Carried at Comiskey Park. White Sox have gotten on the board now. They trail by 3. It's 5-2 as we go into the top of the 4th. And it's up to Barrios to hold them. Oh, I tell you, Chris Knapp really had some bad pitching luck. He had great stuff, but he gave up 3 hits on numbers. And an error hurt him. Here's Mason. First pitch is low and outside. At the half, the Bulls lead by 14 over Portland. 1 ball, no strikes. Jim Mason is 0 for 2, hits a ground ball to Orta. He's up throwing. 1 away. Yankees have been out an hour in the 9th inning in Milwaukee. I imagine Mary Shane, our colleague, must be watching that game up there. Pittsburgh leads St. Louis 1-0 at the end of 4. Here's the pitch now to Al Woods, and it's in there. I mean, to Bob Baylor, who replaced Al Woods. B-A-I-L-O-R, an infielder, used to be with Baltimore. He lines a single into left field. Baylor singles to left. Detroit leads Kansas City 2-1 at the end of 4. Oh, it'd be great to come back and win this one. 1 on, 1 out. Ron Fairley at the plate. There's the pitch. There goes the runner. The throw. They're going to get him. He's out. A perfect throw by Estienne. Holy cow. That Estienne is catching out of this world. Perfect peg down to Bannister, and they got Baylor trying to steal second. 2 in a row. Yeah. Ron Fairley now with nobody on base. Now to wind up the delivery. Good slider at the knee. The Yankees were behind 7-1 at one time. They went into the 9th trailing 7-4, and they're still hitting. And they've been out a while. Baltimore, Texas rained out. 2 men are out, nobody on base. Boy, I tell you, those Oakland A's won they're 7-1. They won again today. And they're doing with a bunch of nobodies. That's Finley. There's a pitch, and it's high and outside. Ball 4. Fairley walks. Here's Doug Ault. Mr. A's softball team, no relation to Charlie Finley's A's. The maintenance men are here, Don and Terry. Harry and Jim and Bill Emerson from Bloomington, Illinois. Two men are out, a runner at first base. Purdue University represented by the Jackets and the Cabescas. They're here from Elkhart, Indiana, from Russell's. The Dale AC in Rockdale is here. Pat Reardon from Steamway. Happy birthday to Marla Scalise, granddaughter of Tony Scalise, who's Glenn Rosenbaum's secretary. Doug Ault waiting, a right-hand hitter. The pitch, a little bit low. Ted Eska with a party at 22 from the right way is here. Ron and Mary Ann from Palos Hills celebrating their 5th anniversary. Now the pitch. Strike, a slider on the outside corner. Two men are out, a runner at first base. The ball game at the top of the 4th. The White Sox are trailing 5-2. Doug Ault digging in. Now the pitch. A little tap foul. Two balls, 2 strikes. 2 men are out. Doug Ault safe on an errant single so far. He's really hurt the White Sox this season. The pitch. Ground ball to Orton. He's got it over to first in time to retire the side. No run. 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Toronto 5, the White Sox 2.
Imagine 1 cubic foot. A solid square, 1 foot high, 1 foot wide, 1 foot deep. Now, imagine 5 cubic feet. Based on the U.S. government's 1977 estimates of new vehicle interior size, that's how much more room you get inside the new Chevrolet than you get in the older style full-size cars still being sold by Chevrolet's nearest sales competitor. That's the U.S. government estimate as reported in the 1977 EPA guide for new car buyers. You get 5 more cubic feet of room inside the new Chevrolet. Because room is important, America, and Chevrolet wants to bring you more.
Back at the ballpark. White Sox coming up here in the bottom of the 4th with Spencer leading it off. Boy, I tell you, that Finley's Oakland A's won their 7th game in 8 starts today. They're fresh from winning 4 in a row over the California Angels. They beat Nolan Ryan, Gary Ross, Wayne Simpson, and knocked out Frank Tanana. So they beat everything the Angels had. And they got a rookie they acquired from the Pirates who was 9 out of 17 in that 4-game series with 3 homers, 3 doubles, a triple, and 12 RBI. Charlie Finley looks like he's put together another good ball club. And that man with the red face that you see over your shoulder is the baseball commissioner, Bowie Kuhn, making him look like a fool. Here's Spencer, and it's a little bit high. 1 ball, no strikes. Bulls lead by 14 at the half. Spencer lined out his first time up. Steve Hargan delivers. There's a hit, like a bullet into right field. And Spencer is on. That will bring up Gamble. Gamble can hit that long one. Hargan is making his first start of the year. Veteran right-hander. Here's Gamble, a left-hand hitter. Activity in the bullpen, a right-hander getting ready. Now the stretch from the belt, the pitch on the way. Held up in time, a little bit inside a slider. Hargan, 35 years old, from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Broke in originally with the Cleveland Indians. Now the pitch to Gamble. High fly ball to center will be an easy out. Getting on the ball is Gary Woods, and he takes it. Gamble flies out, one gone. Here's Soderholm. He flied out to left his first time up. Our guest on the pregame show. Boy, I was walking down State Street towards the Ambassador East today, and there are a couple of little homes right next to my favorite little grocery store, about a half a block. I can't think of the name now. Half a block from the hotel. And on the steps, on a balmy day, were 4 young guys, all with an ice-cold bottle of Stroh's in their hand. Now the stretch. Soderholm waiting. Had a cut and he fouled tip. A ball and a strike. In the 6th, Pittsburgh batting, leading St. Louis 1-0. I don't know what happened in Milwaukee. It's been an hour since they went into the 9th inning. The Yankees were batting. Now the stretch. A ball and a strike. Foul tip. And it rolls back to the screen. He's in a hole. 2 strikes in the ball. 12,000 free bats will be given to kids 14 and under Sunday, May the 22nd, when the White Sox play Detroit. 2 strikes in the ball. Eric Soderholm trying to get hold of one. The pitch. Curve low and outside. Evens it up. 2-2. We're in the 4th. 5-2 in favor of Toronto. Steve Hargan on the hill. Crowd trying to stir a White Sox rally. The pitch. A high fly ball to right field will be an easy out. Ewing is there and he has it. 2 gone. Here's Lemon. Lemon singled and scored in the 3rd. Right-hand hitter, batting 105, no homers, 2 runs batted in. Jim Essian will be up there next. Dave Parker just hit a homer for the Pirates at St. Louis with a man on. They now lead the Cardinals 3-0. Pitch to Lemon on the way. Here it is. Swings and he slices a foul into the upper deck on the first base side. One strike and nothing. Baltimore and Texas rained out today. Oakland beat Minnesota 3-2 on Picciola's 3-run homer. He was going to bunt, but he bunted foul. Boy, a good idea because the third base was way back. He'd have walked to first base if he could have bunted fair. Five to 2 in favor of Toronto. Nancy Fowles entertaining. Now the pitch. Here it is. He struck him out swinging. No runs, one hit, no errors, one left at the end of 4. Toronto 5, White Sox 2.
To celebrate being officially named the Mirror of America, the state of Michigan gratefully presents Summer, a season whose time has come. Summer in Michigan. Michigan, 36,000 miles of rivers and streams and more than 11,000 lakes.
Back to the ballpark. We got to hold these guys now. They're already leading 5-2. Sam Ewing leading it off. Now the pitch. Good fastball, strike called. 1 strike to nothing. I don't know what's happened in Milwaukee. They've had the Yankees batting in the 9th, trailing 7-4 for an hour. Here's a pitch foul out of play onto the roof. Strike 2 on Ewing. We're in the 5th. They got 5 runs in the 2nd inning on 4 hits and an error. 2 strikes to nothing. If you'd have put all their hits end to end, there's a foul ball back. If you'd have put all their hits end to end in the 2nd inning, they wouldn't have reached beyond second base. That's baseball. Now the pitch. Ground ball to shortstop. Bannister to his right, throws him down. 1 away. And that will bring up Dave McKay. He's 0 for 2 today. Switch hitting third baseman, a native-born Canadian. Dave Parker hit a homer with a man on for Pittsburgh. Here's a pitch inside. He was going to bunt. Marla Scalise, granddaughter of Tony Scalise, Rosie Rosenbaum's secretary, Rosie being the traveling secretary for the White Sox. The pitch swung. High pop foul back. Marla's celebrating a birthday. A ball and a strike. 1 out, nobody on. The pitch. Swings a ground ball. Dive, sensational dive. He's on. Holy cow. What a play by Jim Spencer. A ball hit right over the bag. He dived. Trapped the ball while lying flat on his back. Flipped over to the pitcher covering Barrios for a spectacular out. Holy cow, what a play. Two out. Boy, oh boy, that was the play of the night, maybe of the year. Pittsburgh 5, St. Louis nothing in the bottom of the 6th. In St. Louis's home opener. Here's a pitch swung on. High pop foul out of play. Hey, it hits into the photographer's booth and bounces up, hits a fan right on the chin, and then deflects over to another fan. 2 out, nobody on. Gary Woods is 2 out of 2 here today. He used to be in the Oakland organization. Boy, that's Finley. He just keeps coming up with ball players. I don't know how he does it. If he found a policeman's horse, one of the mounted police horses, he probably turned it into a Kentucky Derby winner. Here's a pitch. Foul towards the stands and out of play. Got to give him credit. And every time Oakland wins, the commissioner must be burying his head in the sand. Because his theory has been that Finley is deliberately breaking up his ball club from any chance of winning. They only have the best start in baseball. They've won 7 and lost 1 with a lot of guys named Joe, Picciola, Page, Gross. Now the pitch. Ground ball towards short. Vanessa charges it. Throws in time. That's a 1-2-3 inning. Nothing across. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Toronto 5, White Sox 2.
We're a lot like you.
At Chicago Savings and Loan, we are a lot like you. We know the value of $1, so we make your deposits go further. Now you can get rugged linen luggage free. It's washable, waterproof imported luggage. And the first piece is free with a qualifying deposit of just $250. Deposit more, select more from the 8-piece set. Free. Or pay way below what stores charge.
Yes, Mistrovna Yakovi, and it helps us hear you.
Call or stop by any Chicago Savings office for information about the luggage or about us.
At Chicago Savings and Loan, we're a lot like you.
Member FSLIC.
We go down to the bottom half of the 5th inning. White Sox trailing 5-2. Plenty of time to get 3 runs. Jim Alcian, who tripled in a run in the 3rd inning, will lead it off. And leading it off. Now the windup, the pitch on the way. Here it is. And it's a fastball a little bit low. Final score, Milwaukee 7, the Yankees 4. They still have it in the top of the 9th on the board for the last hour. Here's the pitch. Swings and he foul tip. That's a second time that Augustine has beaten the Yankees this year. And the mighty millionaire-ish Yankees are all of 2-4 for the year. Jim Alcian with a count of a ball and a strike to pitch. High outside, ball 2. Stennett hit an inside the park homer with a man on for the Pirates. And Dave Parker hit one out of the park with a man on as they had a 4-run 6. There's a line slice in the right field. A base hit for Alcian. Alcian singles to right. He just sliced that ball to the opposite field. And boy, I tell you, he's a red-hot catcher. Even if Brian Downing's arm was well, he probably couldn't break into the lineup right now the way Alcian is going. Alcian is now 5 out of 7. You can hardly beat that. Here's Bannister with a runner at first, nobody out. Gar not playing, not feeling well tonight. Here's the pitch. Low outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Detroit leading Kansas City 4-1 in the 6th. Milwaukee beat the Yankees 7-4. 1 ball, no strikes. Right-hand hitter waiting. The pitch on the way. Here it is. Whoa, a little bit inside. Ball 2. Base on balls will look good right now. Steve Hargan on the hill. Hasn't walked anybody yet. He's allowed 7 hits. 5-2 Milwaukee. Or rather, Toronto. Milwaukee beat the Yankees 7-4. Strike over the outside corner. 2 balls and a strike. Right-hand hitter waiting. Now Hargan is set. The pitch on the way. Lined into center, but it's going to be caught. Now the throw over to first base. He gets back in time. Boy, they almost doubled him up. That Gary Woods has a great arm. Bannister lined hard to Woods, who almost turned it into a double play. His Royal Stillman drove in a run with a base hit in the 3rd. Ralph Gar hitting .391 out of the lineup tonight. He was originally in the lineup, but apparently he felt ill. The Cubs came from behind with 7 in the 8th inning to win today. Now the stretch. The pitch to Stillman. Curve in there, a beauty, a strike call. The Cubs now are 4-2 for the season. One strike and nothing. The pitch to Stillman. There's a looping fly ball in the short right field, going to be caught. Ewing grabs it. 2 away. Nobody can hit this guy. He doesn't seem to have anything, Hargan. And here is Orta, 1 out of 2. 5-2, Toronto leads. The ball game is in the bottom of the 5th. White Sox only 3 runs behind. Steve Hargan is ready. 2 men are out. Now the stretch. The pitch on the way. Here it is. Curveball low, ball 1. A ball to nothing. Milwaukee beat the Yankees again. Now the pitch. Popped it up. Short center. Gary Woods is there, and he has it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. At the end of 5, Toronto 5, the White Sox 2. You know, Stroh's is the only family-owned and operated brewery in America. Stroh's beer tastes like it does only because tradition, family name, quality of product, and a deep and continuing sense of pride, integrity, and concern for the consumer make it so. Yes, Stroh's beer is brewed by people who care about the product because they're so proud of their family beer tradition. And one taste of Stroh's tells the story. Be sure you insist on Stroh's beer. And if they don't have it the first time you order, insist on it again and again. Drink Stroh's. You owe it to yourself. The Stroh Brewery, Detroit, Michigan. Toronto Blue Jays. These Blue Jays have gotten away to a great start. They've won 5 out of their first 7. Oakland has the best start of anybody. They've won 7 and lost 1. The Cubs have won 4, lost 2. Alan Ashby will lead it off here in the 6th. Ashby fouls off the first pitch. 1 strike to nothing. You know, in Toronto, they were chanting, "We want beer." And here they're chanting, "We want Strohs." A ball and a strike on Alan Ashby. There's the pitch swung on and tap foul. And that even makes the count 2 strikes and a ball. Now the left-hand hitter waiting. Ashby has a single and a walk. Takes the slider inside. Steve Stone tomorrow afternoon in a 1:15 game. Final game of the series Saturday, or rather Sunday. There's a bouncing ball to Spencer. He's got it. Steps on the bag, easy out. 1 away. Barrios has settled down after a ragged start. Up on the board, they want 100 black cats. If you have a black cat, phone 924-1000. I don't know what they're going to do with him. Who's our jinx team? Maybe Oakland. Maybe the Yankees. 1 out, nobody on. Here's Garcia. Pedro Garcia, the second baseman. Takes the first pitch low and outside. Pittsburgh leads St. Louis 5-0, bottom of the 7th. Phillies won the first game of the year, beating Montreal before 57,000 today, 7-2. Now to wind up the pitch. High fly ball to center. Lemon going back. He has room waiting. He takes it. 2 gone. Here's the shortstop, Jim Mason. 2 men are out. Nobody on. The White Sox trail by 3. Wayne Nordhagen has been recalled from the Iowa club. Won't be eligible to play until Sunday. Mason foul. Wait a minute now. Fouls back to first pitch. 1 strike to nothing. 2 men around, nobody on. There's a ground ball to the right of Ortiz. He's got a nice play. The throw in time. And that retires the side. 1-2-3. Nothing across. We're going to the bottom of the 6th. Toronto 5, White Sox 2.
We've got something for everyone, and we've got something for you. We've got everything under the sun, and we got something for you.
One of the big reasons why a Zenith Chromacolor 2 should be your next color TV is Zenith Space Command 1000 with instant zoom close-up. It's an exclusive Zenith feature that zooms you into the action. Just press the zoom button on remote control and the zoom picture is 50% larger. You get an instant close-up. It's available on selected 19 and 25-inch diagonal Zenith Chromacolor 2 models. Stop in at your Zenith dealer for a demonstration and zoom into action.
We've got something for everyone, and we've got something for you. Come on by and join the fun, and we've got something for you.
Boy, I got a feeling Dan Devine's going to have some football team down there this year. They've done a great job of recruiting. I look for them to be about 10-1, if not 11-0. Richie Zisk will lead it off here in the 6th. Milwaukee beat the Yankees 7-4. Oakland over Minnesota 3-2. Seattle at California. They're almost ready to start. Here's the pitch to Ziz. Curveball low and away. 1 ball, no strikes. White Sox need 3. Steve Hargan has gone all the way. Now to wind up the pitch, here it is. Outside, ball 2. White Sox tickets are on sale here at the Comiskey Park box office Monday through Saturday from 9 in the morning to 5 in the evening. Also at Weebolt's in Ford City, Randhurst, Yorktown, and Lincoln Mall. And at all Ticketron outlets. There's a slider for a strike. 2 balls and a strike. Richie Zisk. 1 out of 2. Now to pitch. Strike, a slider on the same spot. And the count evens up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody on, nobody out. Now the windup, the delivery, here it is. Ball 3 is low. White Sox have a number of ticket outlets all through the area. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Way outside, he walked. Maybe that's the beginning of a big inning. Here's Spencer, 1 out of 2. Same 2 teams tomorrow afternoon. It's easy to get tickets for Sox games. You buy them here at the ticket office throughout the week. The office is open from 9 in the morning to 5 in the afternoon. You can also order box and reserve seat tickets by mail. There's Spencer swinging at the first pitch and fouling it off. Portland leading the Bulls 69-68. I guess that's in the 3rd period with 3 minutes to go. 1 strike and nothing on Spencer. He's 1 out of 2. No homers, 1 run batted in. You know the fastest, surest way to get to Comiskey Park? By CTA Rapid Transit, of course. Here's the pitch. Hey, it gets away. Go ahead, Richie. Zisk advances to second base. Hargan threw that ball as if it might have been a knuckler. See what they're going to call it. You know that Rapid Transit is only 8 minutes from downtown and no more than 36 minutes by the L subway system from the farthest point in Chicago. Threw the pass ball on Ashby. Runner in scoring position now. Nobody out. Steve Hargan's pitch. Swings and he misses. 2 strikes and a ball. Spencer the batter. We're in the bottom of the 6th. The outfield straight away and deep. 2 strikes and a ball. The pitch. No, he's foul tipped. He might have swung at a very bad ball. Barely ticked it foul. Five to 2. Toronto leads. Steve Hargan getting ready. Now the signal given. Outfield playing Spencer to pull. Give him a lot of room in left field. Now the stretch. The pitch. It gets away. This will go to third. Any hole with nobody out. I think they're going to call that one a wild pitch. So we had a walk, a fastball, and a wild pitch. And there's a runner on third with nobody out. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count on Spencer. So Richie Zisk at third base, nobody out. Steve Hargan getting ready. Veteran right-hander from Terre Haute, Indiana. The pitch. Foul ball back. Into the stands and sitting in. They scramble for it. So the count remains the same. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That 11,000 in Milwaukee tonight as the Brewers beat the Yankees 7-4. Now the stretch, 2-2 pitch. There's a drive down the right field line, fair. Extra bases. A run will score. Spencer on his way to second. 5-3. Spencer doubles into the right field corner. Driving in Richie Zisk. 5-3, and here's Roy Hartsfield coming out. That may be all for Hargan. Hargan has worked 5 innings. And they're going to bring in a right-hander here. He's allowed 8 hits, 3 runs. The only decision he could get would be a victory. There's no way he could lose. He leaves leading 5-3. Nobody up. Jerry Johnson, a right-hander coming on. He beat the White Sox in relief opening day. Jerry Johnson. 34-year-old right-hander. He was at San Diego last year. Hargan didn't walk but 1 man. He wants this to start this inning. Didn't strike out with 1 man. But the only decision he could get would be a victory. Jerry Johnson comes on with a chance to pick up a save. Chuck Hartenstein, little sidearm right-hander warming up the bullpen. Oscar Gamble will be the hitter here. He's nothing out of 2 in this ballgame. Three. Runner at second base is Spencer. The pitch. Curve in there, a strike ball. Johnson has won 1 out against the White Sox. Earned run average of 2.70. The pitch now. Swung and he missed. 2 strikes to nothing. So Oscar Gamble is quickly in the hole. Nobody out. Boy, this would be a big run to pick up. Move you within one. 2 strikes and nothing. Jerry Johnson ready to pitch. Way outside. First 2 pitches are on the inside corner. Now he's wasted one. Now he's going to try to jam him. 2 strikes and the ball. The pitch. There's a looping fly ball into right field. It's going to drop a base hit. Spencer's around third. He's going to score 5-4. Still nobody out. At the end of 3 periods in basketball, the Bulls 79, Portland 77. Still nobody out. Here's Soderholm now. The tying run is at first base. Oscar Gamble came through with a looping single into short right. Soderholm straddles the plate waiting. Now the pitch. Good fastball right in there. 1 strike to nothing. Right-hand hitter. Gamble the runner at first. The pitch. Ground ball looks like a double play to the shortstop. Step on second and throws the first. That hurt. Here's Lemon now. You know, if Lemon were hitting a little better, they probably would have played for the tying run there. But he's hitting 105. And Soderholm is hitting 350. So they figured they'd rather let Soderholm hit than Lemon. Now Lemon's batting with 2 out. Lines one into right field corner. He may hold up at first. He's going to try for 2. A good throw's got a chance. Save! A double. Now they probably wish they had played for the run. Lemon lines a double to right. Gives him 2 out of 3. We're going to have a conference here as the catcher Ashby goes out to talk to Jerry Johnson. And here's Jim Essien. He's tripled and singled so far. He drove in the White Sox first run. Essien is 5 out of 7. The law of averages is against them. Now the stretch. The pitch. Low outside. Kansas City has moved to within 1. Playing Detroit. 1 ball, no strikes. He had a cut and he missed. And it's evened up at a ball and a strike. We're in the bottom of the 6th. The White Sox have moved to within 1. A ball and a strike. Lemon in scoring position. Essien digging in. Now the pitch, here it is. Curve low and away. Ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Essien trying to tie it up. 5-4 Toronto. Now the stretch, the hesitation. The pitch. Curve outside, ball 3. Jerry Johnson didn't like that one. Three balls and a strike. Now the signal given. The pitch. Swings and he misses. All 4 runs scored by the White Sox have been charged to Steve Hargan. Essia now with a count of 3 balls, 2 strikes. Now the stretch. The pitch, here it is. Fouled it back. And the count stays the same. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 5-4 Toronto. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Jim Essian digging in. Ready. From the belt. The pitch. Oh, he walked it. Bannister will be the hitter here with runners at first and second and 2 out. The Cleveland Cavaliers beat the Washington Capitals before 19,000. 91-83 tonight. Here's Bannister, the pitch. Strike over the outside corner. One strike to nothing. Runners at first and second to pitch. Low and outside. Going to the final period, the Bulls 79-77 over Portland. Now the signal given. The stretch, the pitch to Bannister. High outside, ball 2. Royal Stillman will be next. And here's the pitching coach coming out. This is Bob Miller. Wanting to talk to Jerry Johnson. 2 balls and a strike to count. Alan Bannister is hitless so far. Bobby Knopp comes down the line to talk to him. Bannister nods his head, and probably Knopp is saying, go the other way with him. Get a piece of the ball. 10,840 paid tonight. 2 balls and a strike. Now the pitch, here it is. Layers a loop of fire, a base hit. Right field. The tying run is in. There's another man racing for third. Bannister going into second. Safe. Bannister doubles to right. I told you the Canal probably said go the other way with him. Bannister ties it up with a double into right field. 5-5 now. Runners at second and third, and Jerry Johnson in disgust throws the rosin bag hard against the ground. Here's Royal Stillman. He's 1 out of 3. Score tied, 5-5. Oh, a base hit now. The windup, the pitch on the way. Strike over the outside corner. 1 strike to nothing. Stillman, a left-hand batter. This is the 9th man to bat in the inning. A double play in this inning really hurt. Now the windup, the pitch, here it is. He jammed him with a fastball and he fouled it back. He's in the hole. Strike 2. We had a run in, a runner at second over the out. When Gamble single driving in the run, but then he was erased in a double play. A double, a walk, and a double is follow. 2 strikes to nothing. Now the wind-up, the pitch. Outside. Jerry Johnson on the hill. Steve Hargan cannot figure in the decision any longer. 2 strikes and a ball. The pitch to Royal Stillman. off the windup. Here it is. Line drive, base hit. One run is in. Here's another man trying. Here's a throw to the plate. Save! The ball gets away. There goes Stillman to second. And the White Sox lead 7-5. For the lack of number. 10,840 paid. A single, 2 RBIs, and the catcher gets an error for allowing the man to get to second base.
How come you get all the good innings, Harry?
Oh, well, you know, that's the way it should be. And so the White Sox have taken a 7-5 lead. They have just thrown a 5 spot against Toronto. Royal Stillman with 3 RBIs tonight. That is all for Jerry Johnson. He pitched 2/3 of an inning. He allowed 4 hits. He allowed 3 runs so far. He walked 1 man, 2 men like that. He didn't strike out anybody, and Charlie Hartenstein comes in the pitch. So Jerry Johnson, who was the winner in relief in Toronto against the White Sox, could be the loser in relief in Chicago. Hartenstein used to be with the Pirates, the Cubs, the Cardinals, the Red Sox, and in the last 6 years, he's been in the minor leagues. And here's Orta with a man in scoring position. Now the pitch by Hartenstein. Curve in there, a strike call. Orta's the 9th man to bat in the inning. Richie Ziss started it all with a base on ball. 7-5 in favor of the White Sox. Now the pitch to Orta. Swings and he misses, and he really had a cut. And he's in the hole. 2 strikes. That's what Stillman was. He took a pitch outside and then lined a single to right. Now the side from the belt. The pitch. A bouncing ball on the third base line. A base hit. Here's the runner going to third. He cannot advance. Orta singles of McKay's glove. And Stillman advances to third. And here's the 10th man to bat in the inning. We're in the bottom of the 6th. The White Sox have rallied with 5. They lead 7-5. And here's Richie Ziss. He started it with a walk. He comes up with runners at first and third. 2 out. Now the stretch, the pitch. High pop fly down the right field line. Garcia in foul territory makes the catch, and that retires the side. But the White Sox score 5. Over to the television booth. The score at the end of 6 exciting innings. The White Sox 7, Toronto 5.
With Harry Carey and Lauren Brown as the crowd hears the score of the Bulls game, 79-77 at the end of the 3rd period. But right here at Comiskey Park, the White Sox come up with 5 big runs in the bottom of the 6th to go ahead 7-5. They sent 10 men to the plate. Stillman with 2 strikes, lined a single to right. The first pitch from Barrios is a strike. The hitter is Baylor, who replaced Woods in left field. Stands about 5'9". Oh, there's a pitch inside. Just misses. 1 ball and 1 strike. We're in the top of the 7th inning. What an exciting inning. Boy, Stillman guarding that play with 2 strikes. Hit a line shot to right to drive in a run. Couple of runs. There's a fly ball. Tough for Stillman as he picks the ball up and fires to second base. Here's the throw. Can't get him. This little guy can fly. And the Toronto Blue Jays just seem to be pecking away, hitting balls off the end of the bat, hitting pitches up the middle. On at second base now, Baylor with a double down the left field line. Ron Fairley stepping in. He walked in the second, scored a run. Struck out in the second, walked in the fourth. Left-handed hitter, National League player for many years, takes a strike in the outside corner. With the Dodgers for 12, lifetime batting average 285. On deck, Doug Alt. We're in the 7th inning. White Sox leading 7-5 after they were 5 runs down. There's a pitch inside, a slider, just misses. Ball 2. Infield, round towards right. And you know, it's amazing how deep Spencer can play and some of the plays he's made tonight. There's a pitch, fly ball, center field. Lemon in a couple of steps now. Stands as the wind blows it back. Runner tagging at second base, but changes his mind as Lemon fires a strike to third base off the glove of Soderholm. It goes in the third baseline, and there was no chance for anybody to pick the ball up as Barrios was backing the play up at third base. The throw took a bad hop in the infield and went off the glove of Soderholm and his chest and bounced towards home plate. So it went out, a runner at third base. Let's see if there's an error on that play. Doug Alt, the hitter. Alt 1 for 3. On an error in the second, scored a run. Error on the third baseman. So it's error 5. White Sox with 2 errors. They got 7 runs on 13 hits and 2 errors. There's a pitch swung out by Alt. 1 strike, and Alt going for the downs. Swung and missed. Jackie Moore at third base hollering up at him now. Get a good pitch. On deck, Sam Ewing. Down at third base is Baylor. He's on a double, then get on a sacrifice. There's a foul tip. 2 strikes as Doug Alt is really swinging hard. Now he chokes up on the bat. Always steps out. Asks for time. Barrios, big right-hander, hasn't given up a run in the last 4 innings. We're in the 7th. There's a fastball. Got him right down the middle, strike 3. And he's out of there. And Alt really giving him some lift. Alt not happy with the call at all. A big strikeout with a man on third base and 1 out. He struck out Alt. Sam Ewing. He's got a base hit his first time up in the second. Scored a run and drove in a run. On a fielder's choice. He's 1 for 2. There's a pitch swung on and foul back. Stillman in left, straight away. Ewing playing right field and really having a busy night with a lot of balls out his way. He let a ball get by him, and they gave a triple to Etchian, driving a run. And now he's up there with 1 strike. 2 outs. Top of the 7th inning. White Sox leading 7-5. Barrios delivers. High. 1 ball and 1 strike. Baltimore, Texas rained out. Boston at Cleveland, delayed by rain. One and 1 pitch. High, ball 2, and now Barrios trying to throw a little too hard. Has been up high. 2 balls and 1 strike. Two balls and 1 strike. Runner at third is Baylor. He was on with a double. Fly ball to center field by Fairley. The throw bounced off the chest of Soderholm and went towards the plate, and Baylor came over to third base. Here's a pitch. Fly ball, center field. Back goes Lemon. Back to the track. He's still going. He's going to get it. He's fly ball after he got to the track. Ewing flies deep to center field for out number 3. So a double is wasted by Toronto, and the score after 6.5 innings of play, the White Sox 7, the Toronto Blue Jays 5. 5 in the second inning, got 2 in the third and 5 in the sixth. We're in the bottom of the 7th with the White Sox leading 7-5. We got 7 runs on 13 hits and 2 errors. Toronto 5 runs on 8 hits and 1 error. On the mound, Chuck Hartenstein in relief of Hargan. Stepping to the plate will be Jim Spencer. Spencer with a single and a double tonight. Fly to center his first time up. Line. First pitch is a breaking ball, sidearm. Curveball right down the middle. Call strike 1. Detroit leads Kansas City 4-3 in the 8th. Kansas City's at bat. Milwaukee beat New York 7-4. The 1-strike delivery from Hartenstein. He changes up. Out in front is Spencer. He grounds at second base. An easy play for Garcia. So it's 4-3. So let's not forget Grab Bag Day, Sunday, April 17th. When you say grab bag, these grab bags are full of all the different things that they've got around the park that you might enjoy, such as helmets, posters, Take Me Out to the Ball Game by Harry, and other items that of interest that you can always use. Stickers that you can put on your car that say the Chicago White Sox. Oscar Gamble, the hitter now with 1 out. Hartenstein stands 5'7". There's a ground ball at third base. McKay up with it easily, fires over to first for out number 2. Gamble, getting a breaking ball, tries to go the other way, but grounds it to third base for out number 2. Stepping in, Soderholm. Soderholm not having a good night. Fly to left, fly to right, hit into a double play unassisted in that big 6th inning, but Lemon doubled, then a walk to Eschian, and Bannister drove in a run, and then Stillman drove in 2, but a line single to right. So everybody getting their base hits, except Soderholm. There's a ground ball at third base on a half swing. He fires over, and it's 5-3, so that's a quick bottom of the 7th inning. And the score here at Comiskey Park at 7 full innings of play is the White Sox 7, the Toronto Blue Jays 5.
Inning, the White Sox with a 2-run lead, 7-5 over the Toronto Blue Jays. Francisco Barrios done a good job in relief since coming on for Chris Knapp. And the White Sox, coming up with 5 runs in the 6th inning, took Chris Knapp off the hook. And here in the 7th inning, it'll be McKay, Gary Woods, and Alan Ashby, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Third baseman, Dave McKay. Going for Toronto. Toronto got 5 runs in the 2nd inning, 3 of them unearned. And the first pitch, down low a ball. The White Sox came back with 2 in the 3rd and 5 in the 6th to take the lead, 7-5. Here's the pitchers, a swing and a grounder, foul to the right side. McKay tonight, 0 for 3. The only reason he's 0 for 3 is because Jim Spencer made a great diving catch. Right-hander ready. The 1-1 pitch. Swinging a grounder to the right side. Spencer with it. Throws to the pitcher covering. They get him. So there's 1 out, and Gary Woods, the batter. He is 2 for 3, a pair of singles and an RBI. Center fielder, Gary Woods. Milwaukee defeated the Yankees 7-4 tonight. Earlier today, Oakland defeated Minnesota 3-2. Here's a swing and a fly ball to center field. Lemon backpedaling. He's there and he one-hands it, and there are 2 down. So there's 2 up and 2 down in the 8th. And if Barrios can get this man, he'll face the top of the order in the 9th inning. 10,840 here tonight. They'll see a fireworks show right after the ball game. Right-hander ready. Here's the first pitch to the left-hander. Swinging a ground ball to Spencer. He's got it for the unassisted out. There's 3 up and 3 down. So we go to the bottom of the 8th. The White Sox 7, Toronto 5.
Another reason to answer every phone call. WMAQ is going to make me rich.
Lauren Brown back at Comiskey Park as we go to the bottom of the 8th. The White Sox out in front by a score of 7-5. It'll be Chet Lemon, Jim Essien, and Alan Bannister here in the 8th inning. White Sox will be out here again tomorrow afternoon and Sunday afternoon to take on the Blue Jays in the 2nd and 3rd games of this 3-game set. Lemon's had a good night. He has singled, he has doubled, he has scored 2 runs, hit 3 times to the plate. Well, apparently the Bulls have won. The fans here, some fans down in the... Is it all over? I guess it is. The Bulls have won at the Shea Stadium. 1 second left in a 3-point lead. All right, here's the 1-strike delivery. Here's a swing and a pop-up to short center field. He got jammed. Woods coming in. The left fielder coming in and makes a fine catch knee-high. Bob Baylor gets a big hand from the Sox fans here as he made a fine running catch. So there's 1 out, and the batter is Jim Essien. Essien has tripled home a run, he has singled, and he has walked, and he has scored 2 runs. Jim Essien, the batter. Alan Bannister in the on-deck circle. A 5-run 6th inning has put the White Sox out in front. Here's the pitch, and it's a called strike. Right-hander ready, the 1-strike pitch. Here's a swing and a fly ball to right field. Ewing coming in. He's there and he takes it, and there are 2 down. Well, it's all over. The Bulls win it 107-104. And they go to Portland for the 3rd game. So the Bulls have beaten Portland for the first time this year. Well, the crowd around us here knows it, and some of those listening to the game on the radio here know it. Listening to our broadcast, and they'll be announcing it to the crowd here between innings, and this place will go bananas. Here's the pitch. Called strike with a breaking ball. Detroit's at bat in the 9th inning, leading Kansas City 4-3. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Bannister. A swing and a looper into left field. Baylor coming in, and it's going to drop for a base hit. Alan Bannister with his 2nd hit of the night after doubling home a run. And here's the man that has given the White Sox the lead. Royal Stillman, a double with 2 outs, drove in the 6th and 7th runs for the White Sox after Bannister's double had tied it up. Stillman, in his first appearance in a White Sox uniform, is 2 for 4 tonight. A pair of singles and 3 RBIs. We mentioned he had doubled. That was in air. He singled and went to second on an error. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. There goes the runner. Here's a swing and a drive in the left center field. It's going to be in there for a hit. Bannister goes to third, and the White Sox have runners at the corners with 2 out. Royal Stillman with 3 hits tonight in his White Sox debut. Listen to this. Listen to the crowd. So the Bulls win it 107-104, and the 10,840 people are unanimous in their approval. So now they go to Portland. They'll be playing there about 3 or 4 o'clock our time Sunday afternoon against the Trailblazers. George Orta, the batter. George is 2 for 4 tonight. The White Sox have wrapped out 15 hits. Right-hander delivers. Here's the pitch, a called strike. I'll tell you one thing about this White Sox team. They're going to hit. There aren't going to be 21-22 shutouts like there was a year ago. Not with the sticks that Bob Lemon has in the lineup. Here's the 1-strike delivery. Here's a swing and a foul out of play. And the thing that's got to impress you is the fact that Ralph Garr has been hitting so well of late. Tonight, he did not start the game because of a stiff left shoulder suffered in pregame warm-ups. So Rob Stillman, Royal Stillman, is given the chance, the opportunity to see what he could do, and he goes 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs, and may well have the game-winning hit. Two strikes to Orta. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Could use a run or 2. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a long drive, way back. Ewing is there, however, at the warning track, and he's got it. That ball was hit too high in the air. It looked like it might get out of here, but it was too high in the air, and that retires the side. In the 8th, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left. We go to the 9th. It's the White Sox 7, Toronto 5.
Pull out the old, plug in the new. Fill her up with champion. Fill her up with champion. Pull out the old, plug in the new. Fill her up with champion.
Oh, you say you scraped and sanded and painted and polished, and now your boat is ship-shape? What about those old spark plugs? Your boat isn't really ship-shape until your engine is. That means a tune-up with fresh Champion spark plugs. A fresh set of Champions can give you smoother performance and less gallons per hour. So before you ship out, tune up with the plugs that sparks more racers to victory than any other brand. Fill her up with Champions.
Lauren Brown back at Comiskey Park. We mentioned to you the score in the Bulls game, with the Bulls winning 107-104. Wilbur Holland was high in the ball game with 28 points for the Bulls. And Boston won their best of 3 series against San Antonio, winning at San Antonio tonight, 113-109. Don't have a final on that Washington-Cleveland game. We should have somewhere. All right, we're in the 9th. Francisco Barrios has pitched 6 2/3 innings of shutout baseball here. And the first pitch to the leadoff man, Garcia's a ball. Garcia, the number 1 hitter in the lineup, 0 for 3 tonight. Takes a fastball for a strike. He'll be followed by Mason and Baylor. We have a right-hander, Del Canton, and a right-hander, LeGros, up in the bullpen. Sox out in front 7-5 after trailing 5-0. Here's a fastball low. Ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. We'll take a look at all the baseball activity for you immediately following this game. Right-hander ready. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a long drive, curving foul. It is a foul ball. So the count remains the same, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander ready. Now time is called. Both Garcia and the umpire got out of the way. Now we're back in and ready to go. Washington defeated Cleveland 91-87. Cleveland won it. I take that back. Here's a swing and a foul ball down the left field line. Third baseman Soderholm there. He's got it. So there's 1 out. So a correction on that game. 91-87. Cleveland the winner. So that best of 2 out of 3 series is tied up 1-1. So there's 1 out, and the batter is Mason, the shortstop. He's 0 for 4 tonight, but he's driven in a run on an infield out. Joe Morgan's just hit a home run, his 2nd of the year, and the 3rd with a man on at San Diego. Cincinnati out in front of that ball game, 5-0 in the bottom of the 3rd. Right-hander ready. Here's the 1-0 pitch, low, ball 2. White Sox trying to win their 3rd in a row here, are 2 outs away from doing so. Cubs won their 4th straight this afternoon. Bulls won tonight. Could be a trifecta in Chicago. Here's a fastball for a strike. 2 balls and a strike. Now, if only the Blackhawks were in the playoffs. 2 balls, 1 strike to the left-handed hitter. We'll be out here tomorrow afternoon. Remember, it's a 1:15 game. Steve Stone going against Jesse Jefferson. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a foul up on the roof. You know, by the way, we were mentioning that Steve and Eddie Valunas were here, and from Berwyn, they came in and they said they came in at 10-8. We're in the 2nd inning. Well, you got to remember now that all the night games here at Comiskey Park this year start at 7:30. Here's the 2-1 pitch, a swing and a grounder to Orta. Has it on the outfield grass. Good play. Throws. He got him. Orta going to his left. Got that ball just about a foot off onto the infield grass, or on the outfield grass, I should say, and throws him out for the 2nd out. So 1 out to go for the White Sox to win their 3rd straight. And the batter is Bob Baylor. Who came on in the 3rd inning, has been up twice and has 2 hits, a single and a double. And he takes the first pitch for a strike. Al Woods went out of the ball game. We don't know why. He had struck out and he had singled. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 1 strikeout away from the 3rd win in a row. Right-hander ready. Here's the 2-strike pitch. Here's a swing and a fly ball to center. Lemon's there. He's got it. And the White Sox win. Francisco Barrios with a brilliant job of relief tonight, shutting out Toronto over 7 2/3 innings. He's the pitching star, the big hitting star, Royal Stillman, in his first game as a member of the Chicago White Sox. So a trifecta today in the Windy City. The White Sox win, the Cubs win, and the Bulls win. So we'll be back to wrap it up in just a minute.
WMAQ is going to make you rich. If you'd like to win as much of $25,000 as you can carry out of a bank vault in 3 minutes, here are the important facts to remember.
Every weekday morning between 7 and 8, listen to Lee Sherwood for announcements of each day's registration hours. Then listen to WMAQ in the hours just before the registration hours. Then know the names of 2 songs we played in the hour preceding the registration hour. You could win $25,000 in cash. We'll have more details soon on your radio station, WMAQ.
This is WMAQ Chicago. Lauren Brown back at Comiskey Park. Here are the totals in the ballgame. For the White Sox, 7 runs, 15 hits, and 2 errors, 8 men left on. For Toronto, 5 runs, 8 hits, and 1 error, 7 men left on. The winner, Francisco Barrios, 1-0, and the loser, Jerry Johnson, 1-1. Time of the ballgame, 2 hours and 30 minutes. So it was a brilliant relief effort by Barrios after Toronto had scored 5 runs in the second inning, 3 of them unearned. But the White Sox came back with 2 runs in the third on a single by Lemon, a triple by Essien, and a single by Royal Stillman, making his first appearance in a White Sox uniform. Then the White Sox added 5 more in the 6th to take a 7-5 lead, which held up eventually for the victory. In that inning, Zisk walked. Spencer doubled him home after he had advanced to third on a pass ball and a wild pitch. Gamble then singled home Spencer. A double play cleaned the bases, and with 2 outs, Lemon doubled, Essien walked, Bannister doubled to tie it up, and then Stillman singled to win the ball game, driving in 2 runs. Royal Stillman, the hitting star, he went 3 for 5 and drove in 3 runs in his first appearance as a member of the White Sox, playing in place of Ralph Garr, who had a stiff left shoulder prior to tonight's ball game. So Barrios, the pitching star, Stillman, the hitting star, as the White Sox banged out 15 hits. All right, Barrios went a total of 7 2/3 innings. He allowed no runs on 5 hits. He walked 2, and he struck out 2. Elsewhere tonight in the American League, Oakland defeated Minnesota 3-2 this afternoon, their 5th straight win. Milwaukee beat the Yankees 7-4. Seattle's at California just underway. Baltimore and Texas rained out, and Boston and Cleveland were not scheduled. Detroit leads Kansas City 4-3 in the bottom of the 9th inning. In the National League, the Cubs were victorious tonight, or this afternoon, winning 8-4. Houston was in Atlanta, and Atlanta won that game 4-3. Pittsburgh defeated the St. Louis Cardinals 7-0 before 41,000 at St. Louis, spoiling the debut of the St. Louis Cardinals at home this year. In the American Association, Indianapolis defeated Ken Kravick and the Iowa Oaks 5-2 as Iowa, the White Sox AAA club, opened their season. Cincinnati, by the way, in the National League, leads San Diego 5-0 in the bottom of the 3rd. In the NBA tonight, Boston defeated San Antonio 113-109, so they win their 2 out of 3 series, 2 games to nothing. Cleveland tied up Washington at a game apiece, 91-87, and most importantly, the Bulls tied up Portland 1 game all, winning 107-104 at the stadium tonight. So a great trifecta in Chicago. The Bulls win, the White Sox win, and the Cubs win. So that's it. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. I know you certainly enjoyed the outcome as the White Sox won it 7-5. White Sox baseball is brought to you today by Chevrolet Trucks. Trucks that are built to stay tough. The Champion Spark Plug Company will remind you that there's a free Chicago White Sox baseball schedule at your local Champion Auto Parts store. By Stroh's Beer for more than 200 years, real beer lovers know that it's Stroh's. And by the Zenith Corporation, the one with Color Sentry automatic picture system and electronic video guard tuning. This is Lauren Brown speaking for Harry Carey and Jimmy Pearsall, thanking you for listening and hoping you'll join us again tomorrow at 1 o'clock when the Chicago White Sox meet the Toronto Blue Jays. Our engineer has been Dan Hozak, and this has been a WMAQ Sports presentation.
If you can't fly Continental, you might as well not fly. If you can't fly Continental, we'll miss you in the sky. If you can't fly Continental, we'll treat you the way we do. If you can't fly Continental, we're gonna move that tab for you.
If you can't fly a Continental wide-body DC-10, you'll be missing something. Like the only coach pub in the sky on our mainland flights. You'll miss film concerts of some of today's top music makers, comedy and sports films, all at no extra cost. Plus, exciting electronic pub crawl. If you can't fly Continental, we'll be missing something too. You.
If you can't fly Continental, we're gonna move that tab for you.
Continental has 6 non-stop flights a day to Denver, including 4 DC-10s. The Coach Pub is available on all mainland DC-10s, excluding Hawaii through service. For reservations, call your travel agent or Continental.
And now, Rick Elliott on your radio station.
Near, John Cody took to the streets to find out how people feel about the April 15th ritual.
Mitch, a gateman, looked west from the Chicago Northwestern station down Madison and said he was offended.